Hey everyone, welcome to Tech Newsday, and today's episode is sponsored by Capterra and Calm. We'll tell you about them later in the show, but let's get into the tech news because it's a real mixed bag of good and potentially horrifying news this week. Some good news up front though. Today's special guest, Dan Casey of Nerdist.
Hey, thanks for having me, man.
Yeah, no, it's great to have you here, and we're always happy to have you. And we had you, people would know you from our Best and Worst in Tech and Elon Musk specials from last year, so, or if you watch Nerdist at all. Dan Cave still happening, or are you changing?
Dan Cave is done. Muskwatch, where you could have heard me talk about Elon Musk, is done. But I have a new show coming out real soon, so hang tight.
Okay, good.
Wish I could say more.
All right, well, before we get into ping-ponging back and forth between disturbing tech stories and ones that kind of give us hope, as a dad from, you know, a barbecue taking family photos would say, let's do a silly one.
Oh,
Let's have some fun. And since you actually used to host a show called Muskwatch, I'm just gonna let you bring us up to speed on the latest from Elon Musk. And, you know, the long line of achievements and missteps from Elon Musk, he's had a lot of them over the years. This one's kind of insignificant, but it's just another answer that Musk keeps giving to the question, what if a shit poster who grew up on the internet was worth billions of dollars?
It is truly wild. This man invented PayPal and now we're here. So yeah. Now, most of Elon's Twitter escapades tend to be just like harmless fun, especially for anyone who doesn't happen to be running multi-billion-dollar companies. But when you add that to the equation, everything that Elon says on the social media platform is either funnier or infinitely more detrimental because of it.
Yeah.
Because when he maybe accidentally tries to inflate his stock price through a tweet, well, that's bad.
Yeah, obviously.
When he tweets about his love of anime and absolute units, that's pretty good.
Yeah, and it's even funnier because it's a billionaire CEO doing it.
Yeah, 100%, because he's the last person that should be talking about anime at all.
Yeah.
Now, his latest Twitter escapade is more on the lighthearted side of things, even though the activity is admittedly dangerous. Please don't try this at home, because Elon simply became aware of the fact that someone decided to make a homemade porno using the autopilot mode of one of his cars, the Tesla Sex. I guess that's all the cars together if you just stapled them.
Yeah, he does some funny shit.
Yeah.
That's the thing is, like, when you were a kid and you were like, man, if I was a millionaire, I wouldn't be like one of those normal millionaires. I'd be wild and crazy.
I wouldn't talk about business. I'd talk about people jizzing in my automobiles.
Yeah, and he kind of fulfills that fantasy that so many young people have of having so much money and literally fucking with people on a daily basis.
The problem is he feels like either a lizard person or a robot who's just scanning our society and then like inputting the worst SEO into his brain.
Yeah.
Like, remember where that Microsoft AI became racist instantly?
Yeah.
That's Elon Musk.
Yeah, he is kind of like a living AI, which takes data in and then spits it out to see what people think of it.
Well, speaking of spitting it out, this erotic thriller, aptly titled Tinder Date Comes in Me in a Tesla on Autopilot.
It's a CEO dream, or SEO dream.
Yes, exactly. It's a CEO and an SEO dream.
Sure.
This video was uploaded at the tail end of April, but only started reaching viral status in the past 2 weeks as tech outlets started reporting on it because, well, if anything, it's a good example of the autopilot mode working properly, despite warnings from Tesla themselves that the mode is, quote, intended for use with a fully attentive driver who has their hands on the wheel and is prepared to take over at any time.
Lame.
Now, obviously, because of the amount of press this was getting, Elon picked up on it and tweeted about it saying, turns out it's more than fun way to use autopilot than we imagined, and should have seen it coming. Yikes.
Yeah.
Come on, dude. Elon, you know what you're doing.
Yeah.
Now, not exactly an endorsement of the potentially dangerous activity, and just a not so subtle acknowledgement that he's definitely seen it to completion.
Yeah. Now, to me, it kind of seems like the follow-up tweet, should have seen it coming. That's more of a critique on the porn itself because he seems upset that the Tinder date comes in her and that there's no visual cum shot.
Look,
it's the only way he can get off.
You know that, like, the next Tesla innovation, like, he's gonna use Neuralink to make, like, wiener cam. Like,
oh, yeah.
You can warg into someone's dick now through the power of, I don't know, nanobots.
Yeah. Well, anyways, that's what I got out of it anyway. He lives for the cum shot, and if you can't see it,
look, that's what
did it really happen?
That's what he has tattooed on his back. Just ask Grimes.
It's like a tree falling in the woods.
Those lumberjacks love coming on trees.
But with that out of the way, let's get into far more serious news in the world of tech this week. Starting off with our title story about the fact that an entire U.S. city is currently still being held hostage thanks to a ransomware attack by a group of hackers. And apparently this is the second time in just over a year that it's happened to this city.
Get a firewall, dudes. What are you doing?
Get a proxy.
Just log off.
The city in question is Baltimore, Maryland, and this latest ransomware attack has affected around 10,000 government computers in the city, which are now essentially locked up until the city pays the hackers 13 bitcoins for a digital key that will then unlock their systems and bring them back to normal. This attack, which is reported to be using a ransomware called Robinhood, hasn't affected detrimental services like 911, but it has ruined the rest of the local government services, including department email accounts and websites. Most notably, their local Department of Public Works, which can no longer receive or issue payments for water bills, their Department of Transportation, which can no longer handle parking tickets or impound vehicles properly, and even local real estate and property deals have been hurt by this because systems essential for completing sales, transfers of property, and receiving property taxes have been shut down, or had been. A few of them have been brought back online. One person who works within the real estate sector in Baltimore described the situation by saying, "It's crippling the entire city for sure. There's just no resolution. It seems like there's no contingency plan in place for Baltimore City." So all of this, at face value, it seems less impactful on the residents who aren't in the midst of buying property because, I mean, fuck paying for parking
100%.
tickets.
Thank you, based hackers.
But all of this is going to have a snowball effect once it's back in working order, and it's definitely going to end up costing the taxpayers a ton of money, even though it's government ineptitude. It's going to need to be fixed. The ransom is going to maybe need to be paid, or it's going to be expensive to fix and redo everything. And everything that's been missed out on, those water bills, it's not like they're going to be like, hey,
they're not
sorry.
going away. You're just going to have to pay them all at once.
Nah, we'll take the L on this one.
Yeah, hey, free water. They've never
Just let
seen
the tap
Fury
run.
Road.
Anyways, it's going to have to be repaid eventually. But yeah, it seems like right now, though, it's a great time to park for free in Baltimore.
Yeah, and the wildest thing is the 13 bitcoins, they demanded approximately $100,000. By waiting this long, the infrastructure damage, like hiring these outside cybersecurity experts that the mayor of Baltimore claims they've hired, is going to cost them so much more. Like, these colors don't run, we don't bow down to terrorists. Like, honestly, pay them this and then
and then fix everything.
And then get some white hat hackers in there to find your bugs and tell you why you shouldn't do this.
Well, that's how ransom is usually how it usually works. Is they give them an amount that it should be paid because they can afford it. In the opposite scenario, they don't pay it and it ends up costing them more. It just makes sense.
This is just so stupid.
Yeah.
So this attack was first reported on 2 weeks ago on May 7th, and the actual ransom note itself that was sent by the hackers states the city only had 4 days to pay up or the ransom would increase, and that all of the information would be lost forever if they didn't pay within 10 days. Now, both of those deadlines have obviously passed, and the local government has so far refused to pay the ransom. It seems like the hackers haven't gone through with their threats related to the deadlines, but in my opinion, that's probably because the value of Bitcoin has literally gone up like 50 or 60% or something like that in value since they made their initial threat. So, the kids, terrorism pays. Please don't quote me on that. Don't quote me on that.
No.
So technically, so far, this has actually been an investment for them for more Bitcoins. And the city seems pretty resolute in their stance to not pay the hackers. They have the FBI investigating, and they're already working with cybersecurity experts to start a restorative process so they can slowly attempt to bring some shred of normalcy back to their local government.
Yeah, it's actually like they didn't have to request more money after the initial date had passed because they were like, well, shit. Bitcoin's skyrocketing right now.
The web did it for us.
Yeah,
13 is fine.
Yeah, because I think when they made the initial threat, the value, and my numbers could be wrong because Bitcoin could change by the time I post this video.
Yeah.
But the initial threat was worth like $70,000, and then by like 2 days ago, it was 100-something thousand. It's like they're making money doing nothing.
That's the thing about Bitcoin, though. Like, while they're making money doing nothing, it also sounds like the lamest thing to ask for. We want 13 Bitcoin. It's like in the Old West how you just plunk down any coin on the counter and it could either buy you a horse or a tiny sip of whiskey. It's very unclear.
Yeah, but that's the other thing too, is it's like, here's my conspiracy hat, bloop, put it on. What if the city was like, all right, we're gonna have to do it. Let's buy these 13 Bitcoins. And then the Bitcoin value started going up and they're like, wait, hold on.
Oh, whoa.
They get that gambling bug?
Yeah, they're like,
we could actually make a lot of money by not paying these hackers.
Yeah.
That's what I like to think happened. It's like some dude, some just like terrible, addictive gambler is in charge and he's like, well, we bought the Bitcoins, but guys, have you seen the value?
Yeah.
It's skyrocketing.
This is the same guy who's buying like 50 loot boxes in Overwatch.
And also cheaped out on, all of their cybersecurity.
Man,
my son does the cyber. He'll do it.
Oh, my son, Johnny Litecoin. He'll help you out.
Yeah. But hey, if your local government has you stressed, it's time to calm down with this week's Tech Newsday sponsor, Calm. Calm is the #1 app to help you reduce anxiety and stress and help you sleep better. More than 40 million people around the world have downloaded it, and if you head to calm.com, yeah, I know, /tech, you'll get 25% off a Calm premium subscription. And that includes guided meditation on issues like anxiety, stress, and focus, including a brand new meditation each day. There's also sleep stories, which are bedtime stories for adults designed to help you relax. Grab your favorite teddy bear and just kick back.
How can I choose my favorite?
You could also, with these sleep stories, head to the magical lavender fields of southern France with Stephen Fry, or explore the moonlit jungles of Africa with Leona Lewis. Also, if you're going to get this, just invest in one of those oil diffusers.
Honestly, they're great. I don't even have a sense of smell, but just seeing it in the room is wonderful.
It's very calming. They even have soothing music and more. Right now, you guys can get 25% off a Calm prescription at calm.com/tech. Okay, here we go. CALM.com. Although I'm sure if the domain CALM was available, maybe they'd use it. And that's, of course, /tech. Links are in the description. You'll get unlimited access to all of Calm's content at that link. Get Calm and stop stressing. Now here's where I make Dan do an ad read that he didn't get.
Hey, I love reading. Today's episode is also sponsored by Capterra. We've all read some surprising online reviews, am I right? Mm-hmm. Whether you're trying to get a sweet deal on something you've been saving for, trying to find the best happy hour in town, it's generally a good idea to read the reviews first. So why should finding the right software for your business be any different? Read thousands of real software reviews and find the right software for your business at capterra.com/newsday. Capterra is the leading free online resource to help you find the best software solution for your business. With over 850,000 reviews of products from real software users, discover everything you need to make an informed decision. Search more than 700 specific categories of software, everything from project management to email marketing to yoga studio management software. They have it all. Mm-hmm. Visit capterra.com/newsday for free today to find the tools to make an informed software decision for your business. Capterra.com/newsday. Capterra, that's CAPTERRA.com/newsday.
Again, it's easier if you just go to the links in the description.
Exactly. Just like, or you want you to transcribe what I said.
Yeah. All right, now let's move on to some not so horrifying tech news, unless you have constant nightmares about the movie Maximum Overdrive.
I think a Green Goblin truck is gonna murder me.
Or if you're a long-haul truck driver who enjoys having a steady job.
Or that one scene in Logan when he's trying to cross the highway.
Yeah.
Just to get the horse.
Don't go running around on highways. Anyways, in a huge step towards the ultimate goal of a complete self-driving utopia, the U.S. Postal Service has officially started testing out self-driving trucks, which will be making runs between Postal Service facilities in Phoenix, Arizona, and Dallas, Texas, in order to see how the tech could lower costs and improve delivery times. According to Reuters, the pilot program is using trucks from a San Diego-based startup called Too Simple, and it'll last around 2 weeks. It's going to involve 5 round trips, each totaling more than 2,100 miles or around 45 hours of driving. Now, if you're familiar with the Southwest United States, it should be fairly obvious why this route was chosen. It's pretty easy as far as highway driving goes.
Oh my God, when I was driving out here, I remember my GPS was like, stay on I-40 for 1,200 miles.
Yeah, it's all you gotta do. Face the truck east or west, give it a firm slap on the backside of its payload, and off she goes.
Yeah!
Into the sunset or sunrise, depending on which way you're heading. It's going to be interesting to see how this test turns out. And I mean, obviously, I think we're both pretty excited for the inevitable reboot of Smokey and the Bandit, which will involve a self-driving semi, a self-driving Trans Am, and a robotic Jackie Gleason.
Look, if I don't get Robo Gleason in Hot Pursuit, I'm gonna lose it. That is why we make movies. Or even it'll just, like, honestly, it'll make the Simpsons' dream come true when Homer became a truck driver and just sat on the front.
Yeah, robot Jackie Gleason is gonna look at his robot son and say, "There's no way you came from my nuts and bolts." It's gonna be a real romp.
Oh man, can't wait to see that in 40x.
Yes.
Now, as far as the tech needed to get your mail and packages away from distribution centers and straight to your door, apparently car maker Ford might have you covered there. Because according to a recent press release and arguably hilarious demo video, they're working with a company called Agility Robotics to bring a robot mailman to consumers. Finally, dogs are gonna love it.
Yeah.
The robot is called Digit, and it's supposed to resemble a human right down to the way it operates. Now, according to Engadget, Digit can lift packages that weigh up to 40 pounds, walk up and down stairs in uneven terrain, and can even maintain its balance in the event of a bump. It makes the journey from the car to the door by tapping into data obtained by the self-driving vehicle. The car then builds a detailed map of its surroundings, then wirelessly shares that with Digit. Through this data exchange, Digit and the vehicle can even work collaboratively to identify the most efficient delivery pathway, hurled through your window at 60 miles an hour.
Yeah, when you watch the video, it really seems like a trebuchet attached to the back of this van would be a much better delivery mechanism.
Look, how else am I going to deliver my Fabergé eggs?
Yeah, it's a catapult or a slingshot. Anything would be better than this because of the video.
Look, let's not insult Digit, aka Jackie Gleason's horrible son.
Luckily, it has no feelings.
Yeah, so far until it rises up.
Yeah.
The demo video, which is supposed to be reassuring to the consumer that this tech is going to save time and money, kind of does the opposite because, as Ricky mentioned, this thing is real big and real slow, and at this point, it just kind of awkwardly creeps towards your door at a snail's pace, which doesn't seem very efficient considering how many packages it should be delivering each day. And also, who knows, Ice-T might try and shoot it. You see what he tweeted about that Amazon delivery guy?
Yeah.
Man, robots, people who are just delivering stuff to Ice-T's house, watch out, you might get murked.
There's another part in the video is like, it's walking down the sidewalk to go up to the house, and there's just like a mom and son enjoying a nice brisk walk, and they're just like, hello, robot. Anyways, keep going. Yeah.
Okay, now, if this was introduced in America, its pace leaves it open to any number of vandals and shitheads who would find no greater pleasure than kicking it over and beating it to death, which has happened before, as we all know, because of that friendly hitchhiking robot who was able to make it across the globe without problems until it got to the US.
When it was beaten to death.
Yes, and wasn't there that other one in Philadelphia?
That was the hitchhiking robot.
That was the hitchhiking robot? I thought there was like another one. Philly loves climbing lampposts and they hate robots.
Yeah. Yeah, no robots around if they win any kind of sports championship.
Yes, no bot stuff, and you gotta butter them poles or else we're gonna burn the entire city down.
I mean, like, people, they won't even need porch pirates anymore. They just steal it straight out of the robot's hands.
Exactly.
It literally moves that slow where it's just like, hi, robot, I'm the owner of this home. Thank you, bye.
Wonderful. I
Yeah.
wonder if it has any sort of like defense mode, like turrets engaged.
Yeah, no, it just turns the spikes
Yeah, just
immediately.
exactly, like just electrified.
Well, it needs to if it's coming here to the U.S.
Exactly. That's
Yeah.
like
It's going to end up like Chappie.
Oh no.
Someone's going to kidnap it and turn it into Chappie.
I can't wait to see Digit on Criterion.
Yeah. Anyways, another good news. It looks like the FCC, and this is a bipartisan issue. Pretty much everyone in the country hates robocalls.
Let's hear both sides on this.
Yeah. Even their doofus in charge is actually on board with doing something about these robocalls. Last week, the FCC pushed forward a proposal that would allow phone companies to block unwanted calls to their customers by default. And Ajit Pai, he said about the proposal, the American people are fed up with illegal robocalls. It is the top complaint we receive from consumers each and every year, and we believe that we need to make it easier for phone companies to block these robocalls.
Yes. The one smart thing your dumbasses said, Ajit.
Yeah, according to a report on NPR, Pai said that it would be comparable to the way that email providers filter messages into spam folders. The FCC is pushing for phone companies to use an authentication framework for blocking unwanted calls, and it's called Shaken/Stir. Why does everything have to have a fun name?
Because these people are just leading dreary lives of drudgery and trying to bring a modicum of joy. But
Yeah.
the FCC, I hate you, so fuck you.
Yeah, everything.
fuck your joy.
Everything has been bad for a long time, so have a little fun with this one, I guess, as long as you're doing something good. Anyways, it's a way for phone companies to verify that a call is actually coming from where a caller ID says it is. Because recently the big thing has been they'll just spoof a phone number from your area code.
Oh, absolutely.
So that you trust that it's like a business call or someone that you don't have their number saved.
I used to answer them all the time because I'm like, oh, it's going to be, hey, your parents are on fire. But now it's usually like, hey, can we have your social security card? I'm from the computer department.
My favorite is when you pick it up and it's the sound of a cruise ship's horn.
Oh my God.
You've been selected to go to the Caribbean. Anyways, they would also make it so consumers wouldn't have to manually opt in to such a service. So it would just filter automatically unless for whatever reason you wanted to opt out. Because you love pain.
I'm running life on hard mode.
Yeah, it's my fetish.
And now back to bad news. Well, at least bad news for celebrities, influencers, and brands, aka our social betters. Because a huge data breach just potentially exposed all of their data online. Now, this data breach apparently affects millions of users and is the result of a database from a Mumbai-based social media marketing firm called Chatterbox, who apparently hosted their database on Amazon Web Services out in the open without a password.
But how else are our employees going to easily access this?
Who cares? It's not our data.
Yeah.
You can have it.
Yeah.
Now, TechCrunch was tipped off about this from a security researcher named Anurag Sen, I apologize if I butchered your name, who reached out to them with the information in an attempt to find the owner of the database and get it secured. According to their reporting, a brief review of the data, each record contained public data scraped from influencer Instagram accounts, including their bio, profile picture, the number of followers they have, if they're verified, and their location by city and country. And it also contained their private contact information, like the Instagram account owner's email address and phone number. Big yikes.
Yeah.
They go on to say that each record in the database contained a record that calculated the worth of each account based off the number of followers, engagement, reach, likes, and shares that they had. This was used as a metric to determine how much a company could pay an Instagram celebrity or influencer to post an ad. And they also found several high-profile influencers in the exposed database that include prominent food bloggers, celebrities, and other social media mavens.
Yeah, so they had, it was basically what China does, where they give you a score based on, China's is how like good of a person you are.
This is how good at posting you are.
Yeah, this is like, and so many lives could be wrecked if this was leaked because so many people would be like, wait, hold on, I'm worth less than so-and-so?
Wait, I thought I was hashtag aesthetic.
Yeah, nope, sorry, you're not as influential as you thought you were.
You are not blessed.
No. So luckily after, only after TechCrunch reached out to them, the social media company behind the whole thing, Chatterbox, they went ahead and pulled the entire database offline. But so far, they've declined to respond or comment at all on this whole ordeal.
Seems like a safe way to address this.
Yeah, well, it looks like it's been taken care of, but I mean, you'd have to assume that if the one nice guy security researcher was able to find the info, that at least a few others could have potentially found it and just saved all of that data for later before it was all brought down. Big yikes. Anyways, real quick, one more good news story. TurboTax is getting sued.
Hell yeah, why?
So remember, we did a story a while ago about how they basically hid their free, they have legally through the United States government have to do like a free software thing that allows people that meet certain criteria to file their taxes for free without paying for anything or utilizing any of their services. It's just a form they fill out, and they, in TurboTax and other platforms like it, take care of the rest. Well, they were pretty sneaky about this, and there were free services that even confused us and our users, because they're like, here's the free one, but it actually wasn't free, and it wasn't the exact same thing. And so, turns out that they were using different HTML meta tags on their website to actually remove the truly free service from Google web searches. And people were obviously upset about this. So now there's a class action lawsuit going ahead. And it basically states that they intentionally misled and deprived the opportunity to make an informed decision about their tax filing service.
So basically, if you're one of the few people in the world that uses Bing, you might have been okay.
Yeah.
That's so scummy. That's scummy.
It's probably the same thing for Bing though too, because it's like all these search engines, that's how they find, or how you use SEO to get your website into their results, is by doing these meta tags and stuff like that. So it was probably the same for them, but it's just a scummy thing for TurboTax to do.
Look, paying taxes already sucks. Don't try to dick us over on this.
Also, it's one of those things where it's like, it's almost like they probably spent more money figuring out a workaround than they would have potentially not made with people actually using the service that need it.
Just by not advertising it, they would have been fine. Come on.
Anyways, thank you, Dan, for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
Where can people find you both on Twitter and your show that's coming out?
Yeah, you can find me each and every day on Nerdist.com. You can find me on Twitter at Dan Casey and on Instagram at OsteoFerocious.
We'll have to link that one because it's hard to spell.
Yeah, just think the crippling bone disease, but meaner.
Cool. If you want to support our show, make sure you check out the sponsors. Use the link in the descriptions, or head over to our Patreon, throw some money at us, and also be sure to check out our most recent episodes. We had Shibby on an episode on Monday where we talked about the whole Tfue FaZe Clan drama.
That is a spicy story right there.
The only great update that I saw from that, besides more arguing, is that Banks did a video like refuting all this stuff, and then showed how he was like so integral to making Tfue famous because he designed the thumbnails for him, and the design of the thumbnail is literally just a stick figure punching another stick figure.
Hey,
the red one is Ninja.
Look, what exactly? 360 no stick.
Yeah. Anyways, we also had Danny Fernandez on a recent episode of Weekly Weird News, and that was all about Florida Man. So check both of those out, and we'll see you next time. Some more guests, some more fun. Elliot will be back from New Zealand soon. Thank you, Dan.
Thank you.
All right, bye.